can go here. We're live.
Hey. So the key to going live is to not do anything to your site.
All right, hold on. We're just going to update this and we're going to make it public for everyone. Yay. Guardians 3. GOG 3. Hey, this is all on the live stream before we make it public. So I don't know who's just watching this. We can't fix the thumbnail.
Well, Japanese ghost.
We can't fix the thumbnail. Yes, we can. Oh, anyone who's this is all private right now. So if you're not on the live stream, this is all
This is gonna be fun to rewatch.
This is all great news for you guys right now.
The health is good.
All right, so let's go back to here. And then we'll make it public.
Let's get this show on the show.
I think we're public. I think it's working now.
Let's get some people in this here chat room.
I think we got it working. Yay. We'll just wait for people to show up now.
2 people. We got 2 people. Hell
yeah. Look. Oh, we're actually live.
3 people.
Please confirm that you can see us and hear us. Please confirm that for us. We have no idea how long this works. So 6 people here so far. Please say something in the chat, please.
Say something kind. Yes, we can.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you, Rodolfo.
We got it working. Goddamn time, man.
Yeah, only 3rd time's a charm.
All right, we're just going to wait for some people to come in here, and then we're going to get this show on the road, people.
Confirmed. We can hear. What's up?
Yes. It's always a joy when we finally get this working.
Technical successes.
I'm so happy right now. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being patient. And John, read them while I update some of this stuff in the description box.
Guys, how you doing? It's nice to see legends. That's very kind of you. I think we're maybe like myths at this point, but someday we'll reach legendary status. You can never break the chain. You guys are good. You're giving me like a medley of things. Macklin Butcher. That's a cool name. How's it going to you? We're going to talk about James Gunn today, guys. The news just broke. It's like the most random news story of the day. At first, when you notified me something had happened, I thought there was like a problem. But
I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. Don't worry. We're going to talk about all this in a second. We're just waiting for some more people to pile in, for the people who have been re-notified that we are here.
Tay Keith, frick these fellas up. I don't know what that means, Anthony Aguilar, but thanks for contributing a thought.
All right, Anthony, we got 46 people in here. So we'll wait till we're
50.
like close to 70.
Close to 10,000 people. Then we'll start talking.
Yes. Let me just share this on the YouTube community page right now.
Return of the Gun. That's going to be the subtitle. Yeah.
Return of the Gun.
The
way of the
gun. And then every supporting character is going to be played by one of James Gunn's many brothers.
Putting this on the community page, guys. Thanks for being patient. I don't know why the YouTube is so funky with us, with all these things. And then let me put this on Patreon to let people know.
We were already, would we have just been disappointed? Yeah, because like we were disappointed that he got taken off the project to begin with. So yeah, but I wouldn't have been like nasty about somebody else taking the reins necessarily, if that makes any sense. James Gunn is the first director in the MCU to direct an entire trilogy.
That's true.
Oh, snap.
Good call. Good call.
Looky there.
So, guys.
Although not the first director or set of directors to do 3 movies.
All right. Now that we got 99 problems. Oh, 104 people. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, guys, let's hop into this now, shall we? Because, yesterday, John and I were up. I was up around like 3:50. You were at 4, somewhere there. Yeah.
Yeah.
10-minute difference there. And I didn't really catch up on sleep last night. So today I was like, you know what? We edited a lot after all that Avengers stuff, and then moved on to and then did a bunch of stuff for Patreon, whatever. And then I'm like, well, today we'll take it a little bit easy. But then this news dropped, and I was like, okay, never mind. Let's start doing stuff. Yeah,
gotta touch on this.
If either one of us seem a little bit tired, that's why. But guys, James Gunn is back. He is directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as reported by Deadline. I love this. Disney did all the right things. They did all the right things. They fired him for being a pervert, and then they hired him back for firing him for being a pervert. They did it all.
Yeah. You know, they got their cake and they got to eat it too. Basically, they got to respond and fix this, and now everyone's happy.
The funny thing about the Deadline report is they were saying they didn't actually they didn't consider any directors. And then apparently a few months ago, this was already established that this is what they were going to be doing. So this is this didn't seem like it was a permanent firing at all. And maybe they like felt like they needed to do it temporarily. I'm kind of wondering like what were the mechanics behind this? Did they temporarily feel like they needed to fire James Gunn just so they could look a little bit good with some of the people who were mad at the time? Because apparently all those things about approaching Taika Waititi or Adam McKay were all just false rumors. And the Marvel never actually considered getting someone. And it would line up with everything else of everyone being like, there's no way I'd direct this. What are you kidding? There's no way I would direct this movie.
Not going to take James' place.
Yeah.
It's just going to have Alan Smithy direct this film.
But apparently he's also doing Suicide Squad 2. And then immediately after he's hopping onto this. I can't imagine the level of pressure James Gunn must be under now.
I know he's the first crossover DC Marvel character.
And it's like, okay, there's all this talk about, oh, can he save Suicide Squad? With his rendition, everyone has a lot of faith in him for doing that. And then Guardians, the demand to have him back is making me sort of wonder, what if both of these movies happen to suck? What if he does a terrible job on both of them? We're all like, all this hype about James Gunn was so not worth it.
This is worse than the first Suicide Squad. How did that happen?
Man, I hope it's good because I'm part of the camp that wasn't a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, you were going to say Suicide Squad. I was like, really? That camp?
But I will say this. There is no one else I would rather direct Guardians 3 than James Gunn. Despite my own personal opinions that I had towards Guardians 2, I still feel like, well, no, the only person who should be doing this is James Gunn.
Yeah, I mean, because he's made Guardians, at least the films, very much in his voice and of his sensibility. And it's true what they say. I mean, like, if you look at how the MCU has grown, especially since Guardians, like, his input is very evident. And so, yeah, it seems like, especially with the way he was removed, like, I would imagine, especially with that script being his, the only person who can really do it the way they need them to do it is James Gunn.
And we did a whole video about the day he was fired, and I do think that there should have been a conversation about his firing as opposed to just firing him. So weird. That's why my joke of like Disney did all the right things. They literally tried covering every corner of this. Let's fire him and then bring him back. We look good. And
wait a while. Let somebody else get fired from a gig for bad tweets.
This is an interesting part of his movement right here. Hey, thanks, Aren Anada. Why did they hire him suddenly? I don't think it was a sudden hiring, dude. According to the Deadline reports, that it wasn't and we got to keep in mind too. This is not confirmed by Disney or James Gunn. I'm sure we'll probably get something later on today. But for Deadline
saying this is definitely not true.
But for Deadline and Hollywood Reporter to come out about this, usually it's true. Usually. Have they been wrong in the past? Sure. But I have, to me, to reinstate him was a surprise. Both I was here editing something. And I told John, like, what? Did you hear about this? Like, something just popped up in my feed.
Well, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Did somebody take down our Infinity or Endgame video?
Yeah, exactly.
That was my thought.
I don't think it was a sudden hiring. It seems usually with things like this, there is a talk of it in advance. But with any casting or anything like that, the's a while before they decide to announce it.
There's millions and millions of dollars on the line. You can bet that they thought this through.
Yeah, was that Jake from Patreon? He said, been watching the Rejects before, but never subscribed. After watching you on Movie Fights and your W 2018 Best Movies Reaction video, I had to subscribe. Oh, thanks, man.
Bud.
James Gunn did tweet about it. What? I got people here saying that he did tweet about it.
Shouts out to Red Hood 23.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I gotta look this up. He's back on Twitter. James Gunn's back on. Now that I'm reinstated, I'm back on Twitter.
I'm gonna tweet so many pedophile jokes.
Try firing me now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, guys! It is a live reaction right here.
Oh wow!
I am tremendously grateful to every person out there who has supported me over the past few months. This is 20 minutes ago. I am always learning and will continue to work at being the best human being I can be. I deeply appreciate Disney's decision, and I am excited to continue making films that investigate the ties of love that bind us all. I have been and continue to be incredibly humbled by your love and support from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Love to you all. Oh shit! Shit!
Look out now. 20 minutes ago. Damn.
This is like so surprising of a day, and also not surprising, the information. It's like such a wide variety of emotions I'm going through on this matter right now. You just did like for a corporation to go back on something like this
for Disney
is shocking to me.
Like,
it's so shocking.
Disney is arguably the most ironclad conglomerate we have right now in terms of just how much sway and confidence they have in stuff. And so I really am fascinated. I would love to have been able to hear some of those conversations go down. Yeah.
Tiffany Holman just said, with Gunn coming back, I was just about to bring this up. Thank you, Tiffany. I was just about to bring this up. With Gunn coming back, I'm assuming he said the entire cast is coming back. Dave Bautista said he wasn't coming back if Gunn wasn't coming back. Yeah, I was just about to talk all about Dave. We have a Drax still. We still have Dave Bautista in here.
Now don't just make him a joke character this time.
No, of course the cast is coming back. They all signed that letter. They were all very much in support, and they were all very much disheartened by James Gunn being fired. I don't know if you guys saw that letter that went out. The whole cast signed it. So absolutely. I guess that also makes sense as to why Sean Gunn was talking even more positively about, we're still doing Guardians 3. Without saying that James Gunn, his brother's returning, but
this has ruined my relationship with my brother. But we're still making the movie.
I feel like they were segueing into it. You know?
Possibly.
Like I do believe that it would be a few months that they had known about this, and they were slowly like, okay, there's a lot of backlash we're getting for firing you.
we don't have a movie anymore.
But also, dude, he handled the situation great.
I think that's the biggest takeaway for me is, just the way he took this every step of the way, because we've seen other people not be so gracious, and his ability to just accept it, take it on the chin, and not be ugly in any way about it, I think speaks volumes. And that's really like in the time now where we have to deal with this so much more, and we got various reasons for celebrities coming under fire for things. I think you can tell a lot, especially in the conversation about when is it time for people to come back or whatever, to get a second chance. You can tell a lot about the answer to that by how they handle these things. And I thought James Gunn is one of the few who has really done a graceful job at that.
Yeah, the post effect of after the whole firing was, he handled that in the right way.
Yes, I did that. I'm not proud that I did that. I've been on an emotional journey.
He had no attack against Disney or anything like that. He strictly owned up, and they were already saying they were good. I feel like they were like, when you look back on it, John and I haven't had a moment to talk about this.
It's all fresh.
There were like trickles of things of maybe they might, like, oh no, we're still using James Gunn's script. Don't worry about that. We're still using James Gunn's script. No, we don't have another director coming in. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And now, why are some people are saying like King T'Chaka saying like, guys, the hint was in the Brightburn.
Was it? Was there like a DVD copy of Guardians 3 lying around with a giant brought to you by James Gunn sticker on the front?
Oh, awesome, Evans. Thank you so much. And yes, if you guys are just hopping in, we did read the Twitter from James Gunn where he is confirming that. Man, it's confirmed. That's fucking crazy.
I know.
Like when I heard this, I'm like, wait, hold on. Maybe I shouldn't get too excited because it's not been confirmed.
This sounds like a tall tale.
And also, it's not. What's today's date? I'm so out of tune.
It's the 14th.
Supposedly in 5 days. And going off Mike the P15's comment here. Thank you, buddy. Perfect timing since the Disney Fox deal is around the corner, don't you think? Yes, it is. With supposedly that deal is officially happening in 5 days from now.
Yeah.
The merger. So that is good timing. I'm not sure how much. I mean, I don't know how this James Gunn thing really is. Like, oh yeah, it's perfect when that.
He is the reason for all of this.
I mean, considering that he has a Sony Pictures superhero spin with Brightburn coming out. That he's actively involved in on the producer side, and the Gunn family is all involved in there. And then with WB and DC, he's got Suicide Squad 2 coming out, and then with Marvel, he's gonna be the king of the superhero genre soon.
Yeah, really. He's gonna be with the two Titans and on his own independent beat. And that's fascinating to me too. And I think that somebody brought that up earlier, and I think that is a lot of pressure for him because it's not only just about those movies.
I just said he has a lot of pressure.
Well, yeah, but it's not just about those two movies being good. Then it's like, I imagine there's so much like self-conscious back and forth you can do about like, well, is he going to do a worse job of the DC one versus the Marvel one, or is he going to
No, if anything, I think the idea of him doing both a DC movie and a Marvel movie can help simmer down a lot of the competition of Marvel versus DC.
Oh yeah,
imagine if he's a guy who's hopping back and forth between both companies, as opposed to making like one thing that really stood out to me in this whole, with the political arguments of Brie Larson with Captain Marvel, or the people, and then Zachary Levi putting out that video on social media of, guys, stop trying to pit Captain Marvel and Shazam against each other. They could go watch both movies, I love that video.
Know why this is so hard.
And then having a director, the creative visionary guy behind the camera for both like major properties in both of the DC and Marvel world, I feel like can help blend that instead of pitting them against each other. Of course, they'll still be pitted against each other, but I feel like it'll simmer it down a little bit.
Oh yeah,
especially if he continues to work with DC after Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah. I'm more meant just as a whimsical thing, like after both movies are out, like if for some reason, because also I would be fascinated. I hope he writes a book someday about what it's like, especially at this time, to work with two wildly different studios on a similar kind of movie, because you can tell that Marvel and Warner DC run their shows very differently.
Yeah.
And so that's a fascinating thing to me that I would love to hear more about from his side,
It's fascinating to me, especially too, how a guy who's things outside of filmmaking. So arguably his personal life has brought, it's like we're very much aware of the James Gunn, the person now, and not just the work in front of the camera. Like I'm not really aware of like the Russo brothers, who they like their personal life or anything like that that's been put in front of the media.
So many pedophilic tweets.
I'm just aware of they direct all those Avengers movies and stuff, Whereas James Gunn has this unique thing where we're aware of him, but he's still done such a good job at keeping his personal life for the most part pretty private.
Yeah.
In this whole debacle, he's done a really good job. We can still look at just the framework of like Suicide Squad 2 and Guardians 3 without thinking about James Gunn the person.
Yeah,
which is a very impressive thing to do in the midst of all this, where you're not. I feel like I can still watch those movies without being hyper aware of James Gunn the person,
Yeah. Shouts out for some super chats also. Allie, Cole Kelly, David Waterhouse is here.
Oh, damn.
Tiffany Hoffman again, Nick B, Il Soto 6. Thank you guys.
Allie, yeah, that is some great news. Man, the Marvel week. Yeah, the Marvel week of unexpected shit from Marvel. That's what this week has been. Oh, we got an Endgame trailer.
Unexpected controversy, unexpected trailers, unexpected news.
They even it's not Shangri-La. I keep wanting to call it Shangri-La. The damn it, you guys would know. What's the name of the new Marvel movie that's been announced? The Kung Fu character. God, I don't know it.
Oh,
Shazam.
Someone's
gonna put it in there.
The original Shazam.
Yeah, someone will drop it in there in a second. And also there's Cole Kelly, the prodigal Gunn returns. Yes, he does. Mm-hmm. Tiffany Holman, you guys should do more live streams. Thanks, Tiffany. Tiffany. Every time I hear that name, Tiffany, I think about that bit in Ted. They're talking about like a stripper's name. I don't know calling you that. It's just the name that comes to mind.
And then Mark Wahlberg rattles off that list of names like Jenny Lee.
Then my girlfriend goes by Forever Tiffany's.
Oh, hey.
So, and she is not a whore. I mean, maybe on our downtime. Okay. Nick B, just glad that he got a second chance. And that's probably the biggest takeaway, Nick B. Like that he's getting a second, like
redemption's real.
In corporate world, that shocks me the most that he's getting a second chance to prove it. That's why I'm saying this better be the best fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movie that's ever been done now.
Well, I don't know if I fully agree or not. I mean, I am shocked that Disney would backtrack, but in corporate world, I also think to myself, well, these are multi-million-dollar investments they're making, and with Marvel especially, they have a lot of foresight. So if you mess up one installment, that probably messes up the rest of the installments. So now I'm thinking, if James Gunn really is like an integral part of the Guardians series, it almost seems like it would be very cost effective to bring him back. And also within the eyes of the fans, because now you're losing the cast, you're losing people's favor. In some ways, as a business move, I think this is a smart business move for them. And from a cynical side, like
I feel like in a lot of situations, specifically, I know there's shades of gray in what we're talking about here. Yeah. I feel like in a business perspective, though, of image, of like we know we stand by our decision here, and then to be willing to go, maybe we shouldn't have made that decision with this individual, says a lot for them and just makes Disney look a little bit better. But in all fairness, I think John's actually a lot more right than I am.
I think they both
like completely fair. Yeah, there's gray in both of what we're saying here. There's elements that you can pick and choose.
It's like it's weird for the face of the company to come out and be like, we made a lapse in judgment. But I also think too that for them, they get to save some face because of his behavior. You know, he has not been ugly about this. So I think, even if some people are still outraged or whatever, I think most people are like, oh, it seems all right. Especially after, like, you know, Kevin Hart didn't demonstrate the same behavior and thus didn't host the Oscars, you know?
Yeah.
We've had other examples to point to and go, that was worse. You know?
And David's indulgence. Hey guys, much love. David Waterhouse, I hope you're doing better, buddy. I haven't heard from you on Patreon in a while, but I hope you're doing better right now. I need to catch up with you, dude. And then Il Soto 6, love your stuff. Thanks, Il Soto. Buddy. We love your stuff too.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
You got a license to Il.
Mike DP at 50, it says he works on both sides. Crossover can happen. Fans can up. Ooh, that's not gonna happen.
Not in our lifetime.
That's not gonna happen. Although that is a cool thing to think about, though. Someday. I'll give you that. That's a really cool thing to fantasize about.
Hey man,
if anything, he might have a point, because that does bring it slight, like an inch closer to the possibility of that happening. You know?
Everybody got a streaming service now. There's so many more ways to get these things out. We could get a little weird Elseworlds time vortex, you know, bizarro thing happening where we get some crossovers down the line. I feel like, I don't know. The thing is, as much as there is a separation between Marvel and DC, if they did cross over in some capacity, I feel like people would go nuts and they would make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. You know? Guys, well,
I think that's actually a funny theory too, Chris 1306. The idea that he maybe was never fired to begin with, and they just did this. Like, I don't necessarily believe that, but I think it is kind of funny to think about, because they've said, like, we've been talking about this for a couple months now about bringing it back. So I'm like, ooh, you know, like what?
Well, this does work in their favor, because now more than ever, there is more hype for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh yeah,
more than ever.
Oh yeah.
They without any firing, without any of this happening, there wouldn't be as much anticipation. Now everyone wants to know, is this going to be good? You know?
The teaser trailer is just going to be James Gunn. It's literally just going to be him being like, "I'm directing this again.
I'm back."
Yeah. Cut to black. You know, May 2021.
It's going to be the decimation effect of his tweets.
Yeah, the snap, and then half of my controversial tweets went away.
The tweets go away. It's going to be so freaking cool.
What happened in New Zealand?
Are there people like, you didn't hear about New Zealand?
No.
Oh, God, dude, no, it's terrible what happened yesterday. No, it's like on a very serious note. Like,
I'm finding out about so much news this week. I had no idea.
Like about 40 people were killed at a church.
Oh, God, no.
I forget what it's called. A church, Christchurch. 49 died.
Oh, attack on mosques in Christchurch.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. People went, like, seriously, say, I was looking way. This is part of what was keeping us up last night. We were because we heard about it on Twitter. My girlfriend showed me about it. Usually with situations like this, you can find a spot to donate some money to. If you guys don't know about this, this is like such a change in conversation here. but I feel like I would like to talk about it.
Sure.
But yeah, 49 dead in a terror attack. Basically, these people came in live streaming. They said some shit about like subscribe to PewDiePie, and they killed They killed a lot of fucking people. It's terrible. So like a lot of this was on camera.
Oh wow.
And there's even though 49 are reported dead, there's more people who were injured. So like late last night, I was on my phone. I was trying to look up like usually for things like this, you can find a place to donate to help out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is terrible. Prayers to their families and everything, because this is a really. I did not expect this to come up in the live stream. I didn't know you didn't know about it.
No.
I don't want to make this about PewDiePie. I don't think it's. I think to blame it on PewDiePie is fucking ridiculous. These people are responsible.
Well, yeah, it's like somebody co-opted his name, unless he called for this to happen.
Two things. Like, I'm generally not a fan of PewDiePie, generally speaking. But I also won't go here and go, this is his fault.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't like PewDiePie that much, but I'm not about to be like, yeah, you're responsible for terrorism.
It's disgusting, and don't view the videos because that's just giving them what they want.
Yeah.
But I would also say that if you guys can find a way to go donate or help out, or prayers to the people, and you like to hear about this in New Zealand of all places.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always associated New Zealand as a place where there's a lot of that's where like the kind people come from. Yeah. So for this to happen, I don't know the details of the shooters or anything like that, but man, that's just
that's some stomach turning.
Don't watch Geeks and Gamers. Yes, on that situation too.
Geeks and Gamers, is that who they were? I've heard that name lately.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about. I don't know. I'm not saying don't watch them, because I honestly don't know enough information about that situation with the Geeks and Gamers. But that's one thing that I've heard several people say. I need to read more into that before I can form a real opinion about that situation. I need to look more into that. But yeah, no, there's some terrible things here. We're going to read up a little bit more later on it tonight, because I heard about this at midnight last night.
Did you hear about the celebrities getting stung and arrested for bribing universities? Yeah. I just found out about that.
There's some crazy stuff happening. There's some crazy stuff happening.
A weird ass week.
But yeah, prayers to them, to all the families, to the people. There are people who are survived but are injured right now. Some crazy shit. So yeah, no, we did hear about it.
Trauma.
We'll move on. Normally, for something like this, it's probably best to address it at the top, but since someone did bring it up, if you haven't heard about it, go look up the situation. If you do feel compelled to help or donate in some way, if there is an option to do so, I couldn't find one last night. But go ahead and find a way to do that. But yeah, we'll move on from there. This is in my mind. This has been on my mind for the most part. So do keep it. So bring some awareness to yourself and go look it up. But anyway, how do we transition to this to a different side of thing,
a nicer topic?
I don't know, there's something about reading it in the comment, reading about it, I was like, nah, if people don't know about this, I feel like they should,
yeah, no,
so that's why
be aware of the world as much as you would like to escape it.
We live in America where there's shootings every fucking week now, and to hear about this in New Zealand was god damn, this is just insane to me,
Yeah, man, I thought you guys were ahead of us.
Yeah. But anyway, how do we transition? Let's just take any random question here, and we'll transition out of this.
Do a little Q&A. Ask me anything.
Ask anything. All right.
You dudes are awesome. Agent Super Argo. Are you named after the Ben Affleck film?
Ian Willie says he's been watching us since he was 11.
How old are you now? 12.
I'm telling you, 11-year-olds shouldn't be watching us. But then again, you guys probably watch worse stuff.
Yeah, probably. You probably watch pornography at 11.
Okay, well, now that we've talked about our enthusiasm, I feel like it's only fair to open up the dialogue now.
Yeah.
Now that we've talked about our enthusiasm for James Gunn returning, there's someone here who says, I have no idea why people like that James Gunn is back. Worst decision ever made by Marvel. Horrible and disgusting. I'm curious to hear the
counter.
I'm curious to hear the counter to our thoughts. I feel like it's only fair to open up the discussion to both. So unload in here if you'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys will go back and forth for the most part.
Oh, somebody retracted a message. I've never seen that before.
Is there behind the scenes of the Avengers trailer skit on your Patreon? There's a bloopers reel.
Yeah, we got some bloops.
There are some serious bloopers. Like the shot where my favorite blooper is the one where the shot. I don't know if you guys have seen our Avengers Endgame sketch, but when I run into the bathroom and I immediately, a split second later, the way we did that shot was really fun.
Keep filming. Don't cut.
Dude, this person's talking about April is packed with Shazam, Endgame, Attack on Titan, Game of Thrones. Greg, if you could watch one, what would it be? Now, here's the funny part. I'm trying to watch it all. That's the hard part about this thing. I'm trying to watch it all because I heard One Punch Man is even coming back, and I'm only on the 7th episode of season 1. I watch it weekly on Patreon with reaction highlights included. And Attack on Titan's coming back, Game of Thrones, Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's so many things, and April's just and already with the movies, it's a jam-packed month. Yeah. I'm in the process of trying to move as well, so I'm just like, whoa, April's going to be just a fucking crazy month for me. I'm already pretty overwhelmed by the thought of it. So I'm trying to take it one day at a time right now while doing one thing to prepare at a time. Yeah. And then next week I got movie fights, and then we're at the free for all for the Schmodown. So I'm like, I need to try to fill my mind with as much and try to be creative too. And maybe make a sketch for the Endgame trailer for the Endgame review. There's a lot going on.
Mike PDF 15, besides Predator, Alien, and Avatar, what else are you excited for with the Disney Fox deal?
The X-Men crossing over into it. I do have an idea, and I told John about it recently, and also I want to make a separate video for it. And I was actually on the phone with Andrew, who was in our Endgame trailer reaction yesterday. I was on the phone with him, and I was telling him, like, here's exactly how I think you can introduce X-Men into the MCU. Exactly, because there's been a lot of debate about, with the X-Men world, it's very different from the MCU world, just generally speaking, even in comic book world format, because, you got like Spider-Man and Captain America, and they're heroes. But then you got this one side where like half the population all have powers and everyone fucking hates them,
The X-Men to me feels more like Marvel Netflix than Marvel Cinema.
Fair. That's a fair point. But I thought of like, okay, well, how, because the people have brought that up as that would drastically change. It's not like you can introduce the Fantastic Four, no problem, into the MCU. That'd be no problem. But introducing X-Men changes not just the superhero landscape, but the entire world that they live in. You got to grasp that. Yeah. And I thought of a way they can successfully do it where they can make the MCU evolve. So I don't know. Maybe on Movie Fights I'll get a chance to pitch it, actually, because around the time I go on Movie Fights is around the time the Disney Fox merger will happen. So maybe I'll have an opportunity to go, here's how you can introduce X-Men.
It's your MCU X-Men film.
Because that would be a cool way to do it.
Yeah. Totally.
So I am excited about that. Thanks for the question. And hopefully I can make a video about it beforehand.
Totes.
Do you have any theories about what could happen in Volume 3? All of them die except for Drax.
Yeah, and then Ego comes back, and he's the main character.
Ego comes back. Everyone dies. James Gunn walks in frame, puts his arm around Drax, and goes, "I'm glad you stood by my side the entire time publicly."
Those other dudes signed that letter, but you went the extra mile.
You were willing to leave Marvel.
You were willing to turn down a huge paycheck for me.
Yeah. Oh, man. Baggy trailer reaction, perhaps. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski in the Fantastic Four. Sure,
that's a popular throw out there, and I think it would work. It doesn't make me like, oh fuck yeah, but it sounds like a cool.
I'm assuming you mean Reed Richards and Invisible Girl, not Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
and is that what it work?
No, because they're related.
Yeah.
They're related and incest.
How fucking weird would it be? Because what I would hope for, because the big rumor that's going around, and it just seems likely, is that Cap will die in Endgame. They're even kind of building it up that he will die. Just in the imagery that they're showing, it just looks like he's gonna die.
But what if it's just Brody? Finally, he dies.
I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
That's going to be the official send-off for beloved side characters.
So, but I thought it would be so cool if you get Captain America to interact with the new Johnny Storm.
That would be fun, yeah.
That would be a really fun thing to do.
That would be very fun.
Tony will die and live through the Spider-Man suit. I don't think people want to see that.
Yeah. He'll upload his intelligence and he'll be the new Jarvis for Spider-Man.
Josh, I would like to go more into my X-Men theories, but I'm saving that. I need to flesh it out a little bit.
Time Vortexes, Roger Rabbit sequel. Heck yeah. The thing I'm curious about this Disney-Fox merger is what happens to stuff like Fox Searchlight? Like what happens to the other wings?
We don't need it.
Where does Wes Anderson get to make like a low-budget Marvel movie now? How cool would that be? Independent, stop-motion animation. Everyone's like Edward Norton and Jason Schwartzman and stuff. It'd be great.
Fantastic Four characters. What I really want, honestly, on a separate note, what I really want from the Disney Fox merger, more than the Fantastic Four, is actually Dr. Doom. I want Dr. Doom to be introduced. He's a fantastic villain. I heard that they, that there's some, there's kind of a weird Q&A that was going on, and where it was like, wait a minute, are they or are they not working on this? But I think having Dr. Doom in the MCU would be awesome, and I feel like after Thanos too, you need an iconic villain to really make a cool big screen debut. Thanos is like top of the top.
Well, and Thanos leaves them with a very big mantle to keep filling now, because like Marvel's villain problem has are largely, at least by Thanos, been kind of solved for the moment. So they're gonna have to figure something out.
Let's see here. Okay, Mike says, I think Tony and Thor deserve to beat Thanos out of everyone besides his daughters. What do you guys think? I think Nebula deserves it the most.
Spider-Man deserves it the most. For us, for the people.
I think Star-Lord will come in and do it because of all the crap that's happened.
I think
he'll get the final blow.
So Tony and Thor it'll be like an alley-oop. Like they'll be on top of him, and then Star-Lord's going to deliver like the crippling blow. He's going to like laser blast him in the face or something like that.
I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
The Master Bruce, Reed Richards should be an Endgame end credits. As cool as it would be, and as cool as people want, like, oh, an X-Men tease. They already have their end game. They already have their post-credit scene established. It's already done.
Captain Marvel 2.
It's something. It's either for Spider-Man Far From Home, or it's the one after Spider-Man Far From Home, which I forgot what it is. But it's something that's going to set up for that.
I like that Ash here just commented, Mr. Stark, I feel so good. I really hope he says that upon being undecimated. Oh, dude, hey, and with this Fox merger, maybe we could get some of those crazy, like, I know DC characters have fought Alien in the past, so let's get some, like, dude, how cool would it be to watch, like, not Iron Man, but like, I don't know, Scarlet Witch or something.
See, I actually, some people have been talking about wanting Adam Warlock back in here. And as I mentioned in the Endgame trailer 2 breakdown video, I reread the last half of the Infinity Gauntlet comic book. And Adam Warlock is a savior. He's ultimately the main reason we beat Thanos in the comic book, right? The thing, though, with Adam Warlock, especially now that you have Captain Marvel in here, presumably Thanos will lose an Endgame. Then I feel like if you bring Adam Warlock in here, it's like you got Captain Marvel and Adam Warlock, like these two super beings who are like impossible to defeat. We need the threat level. We need a threat level. So I'm not opposed to Adam Warlock eventually coming in. But I think right now, I don't think it will be wise timing for here. And in fact, I'm also hoping they don't kill off Thanos in here. If they follow the Gauntlet comic book at all, or any of I haven't read the other ones, but
they make him an Avenger.
There's a way to win without killing him off. That's all I'll say.
And I think that would be a good way for them to go.
You see, Lane is talking about Adam Warlock was teased in Guardians 2, but James Gunn also said like that was just a fun tease. He had 5 mid and post credit scenes, they're not all meant to be something for like the big future of the MCU.
I kind of take the Guardians credit scenes like the Deadpool credit scenes. I'm like, you're just having a good time.
Yeah, that's right, DC Big O. So he came in 40 minutes late here, but yes, he is back.
I'm just glad he
is back.
Well.
Yes. All right, guys, we got quite a bit of things to get to. So this is a 5-minute heads up. All right. 5-minute heads up, and then we're gonna call it a day. Howard the Duck movie.
Anna Kendrick Squirrel.
Carter Lovejoy put Howard the Duck movie and retracted his message.
Aww.
You got to have more confidence in what you say.
Somebody put out Anna Kendrick for Squirrel Girl. I thought I heard that they were going to do that before long, but I don't know.
Sam Ishak, did you guys already talk about the Quantum Realm suits in the new Infinity War trailer? It's actually the Endgame trailer. And also,
you got the Avenger logo.
You got to go to our Endgame breakdown video because we did talk a lot about that in there, which I'm surprised. I watched a few breakdown videos and like when we saw those suits, it's like, oh yeah, it's like a lot with the Hank Pym suit that he wore at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it would make the most sense
because we've been hearing all about Quantum Realm's, importance here.
And a lot of people are more referencing, one of the Avengers costumes that they've seen, like Gamora wear in the comics. But in terms of the movies, and where they're headed and the mission they're on. Wouldn't it make more sense for not a lot of people bringing up the Quantum Realm suits? So I'm like, but this makes the most sense that it's the Quantum Realm suits, right?
It seems like this is their most reliable way to solve this problem, and especially if this is where they're teaming up,
Tiffany Holman, Deadpool. I'm more excited for MCU characters to interact in a Deadpool movie than I am at the idea of Deadpool being in other MCU movies, if that makes sense.
Like on Deadpool's turf is where that's the most fun, because I feel like anywhere else it's going to be like kind of watered down Deadpool.
Yeah.
Or Deadpool on a leash, which just isn't as fun.
Jonathan Yar is asking, when's MHA going on Patreon? Well, I finished the reaction highlights edit last night. The stream along will be uploading after this. So around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it will be published on our Patreon, the next episode. It's a damn good reaction, I'll tell you that. Episode. That's a good episode that we have on. Yeah. I was we had a lot of emotion in that one.
I am here.
Yeah, no, remember the show is possibly have a lot of information. I feel like a lot of you guys who are here hadn't watched our breakdown video where we highly talk about a lot of these are manipulated and here's what we think could be manipulated. I'm even under the impression that maybe Tony and Nebula might not even be in, if they're not in the suits in that shot, I wouldn't be surprised because they know people are going to try to break down this shit like a motherfucker. Dude, zeroing out. You came in a little late, but thanks for being here, dude. James Gunn is back. Is all right in the universe. I got to go. Waiting for Captain Marvel to just want to say, well, if you could say hi with us with a $20 super chat every single time, I will greet you with arms wide open.
We don't ever have to converse.
Yeah. Hi. All right. See you, bud. That's a great way. It's a great way to have an established friendship here.
Yeah.
2.5 minute warning, people. Then we're gonna log off.
I actually have come to enjoy that about the Marvel trailers now. As much as there are things to scoff about misinformation in trailers, especially, I don't think it worked entirely in Captain Marvel's favor, but I actually came out of that movie appreciating how much they didn't show. And then after Infinity War, I'm like, well, this feels like a shot that could have easily fit here. And so in that way, now I kind of find Marvel's misinformation as part of the fun because they know what to show you, to at least thus far, to where you don't go in the movie and be like, well, I was misled, know?
Oh, Shang-Chi. Are they making an Iron Fist movie?
Yeah, with Finn Jones verified. He just posted out a tweet about everyone's love and support over
No, Shang-Chi is the Kung Fu character that they're adapting for the big screen in the Marvel unit. And I'm hoping
they get a white actor.
That one better have the best hand-to-hand fight scenes we've ever seen in the MCU. It's got to be better than Daredevil.
Get Gareth Evans to direct it.
Yeah, hands down. Well, no, they already have a director slated for it. I forgot who it was, but let's look him up, and then we'll probably call this a day.
GTFO.
Shang-Chi director is Destin Daniel Cretton. Let's look up his credits.
What do we think about a live-action American My Hero Academia movie? Very wary. It's going to be a long time before I'm optimistic about. Although I like Delita, but I don't know. I've also heard the Full Metal Alchemist movie leaves a lot to be desired, so I would hold off on that.
This guy hasn't. I mean, it's cool. He's an Asian director. I can't really see anything he's done that's action based or something. But then again, that doesn't surprise me with Marvel. He's done a lot of documentaries and drama films. So I imagine it'll probably be a fine movie at the least. But it's got to be the best directed hand-to-hand combat that we've ever seen, because for the fact that Daredevil is the staple of MCU's hand, that's cool, But come on, the movies have to match. The movies have to keep up with the TV show, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, we love powers and gadgets, but sometimes just a great fight with beautiful ingenuity is all you need.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna log off right now. But hey, thank you to Andrew Hayes. You showed up a little too late, buddy.
Andrew Hayes. What's up, bud?
My favorite Attack on Titan character is Levi. He's my favorite Attack on Titan character. I just want to put that out there.
Mine's Aaron, because I've heard all the names over your shoulder, but I don't know what any of those characters are.
And if anyone's new here and you want to start from the beginning, the first 2 minutes of this being live, we're set to private. So it's John and I trying to figure out how to, properly make this work. Thank you to everyone who's helped contribute in the super chat here for us. Gonna just roll off everyone's names like a quick freestyle. Aaron Anad, Tiffany Hoffman, Awesome M45, Mike the P15, Ali, Cole Kelly, Dave Waterhouse, Nick B, Il Soto 6, Ash here, the Master Bruce, DC Big Osho Ya, and zeroing out. Thank you guys so much for showing your support. Much love to everyone here, and feel free to keep leaving comments on this video. And as I'm doing this, I'm trying to remember how to end this stream. So we might just be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.